You know how I know?
Just
Because he and I are in a constant state of communication. He talks to me all the time.
does he text you?
What's that?
Do you think that you can know everything that he does?
Yes.
Is your mind as infinite as his?
No, but if I need any information, all I do is ask and he tells me. One time I was in prayer on my
At
porch,
band camp?
and at the time I was an evolutionist.
So when did you become a dumbass then?
Took me up into heaven, into outer space, about the orbit of Mars.
Wait, sir. You said
And he replayed for me how he created the earth and the animals and man. And while he was showing me what he did, he also explained to me what he did, how he did it, what the purpose of the earth was, what's wrong with it now, and what it will become in the future.
Sir, did you just say heavens and outer space? Did you say that?
There are several heavens described in the Bible. First, second, third heaven. I went to the second heaven. Yes, there is.
why is it?
When I was shown the creation of the world, I said, well, now I'm going to have to question my belief in evolution. And I began to read. And I've continued for 37 years. I have continued to read science, white papers, peer-reviewed journals, books, you name it, I've read it.
Can you just stop managing Jurassic Park Island for a second to let me ask you a question?
Sure.
Like, how can a thought even go through a human's head like that? Like I'm just fascinated by your thought process.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I know, that's why I asked him.
All right, I'll explain it to you. When God puts a thought in your head, it's not like a human thought. A human thought is A, B, C, D conclusion. We think very linearly. When God puts a thought into your mind, he thinks in all directions at the same time, simultaneously.
So what about abstract?
And so the thought enters into your mind like a thought hand grenade. It explodes inside your head, and immediately it's like a starburst firework. It blows up, and then it stops and fades away. And when God would give me such a revelation, first thing I would do immediately was to try and commit as much of it as I could to my memory, because I knew that most of it would evaporate away in a matter of maybe an hour. So when God gave me the revelation of the creation of the world, I had to commit as much of it as I could to memory, but most of it faded away.
Okay, so why don't you spend more time getting into your faith and worrying about who other people are fucking?
Because my faith requires me to try and stop you from choosing to go to hell.
It requires you to
Yes! Think about it, students. If you love somebody, you will not tolerate them doing something that will destroy them.
So do you love us?
Yes!
You do.
Yes! I don't want anybody to go to hell.
You know, in 19 years of life, I don't think my mom ever once came up to me and said, "You're fucking the wrong people. You're going to hell."
Well, maybe that's what you're doing. Do you screw women in front of her?
No.
Of course not. Why don't you screw women in front of her?
Well, first of all, because I'm a virgin. They're not done by counselors. Second of all, because you just don't do that in front of your mom.
Well,
That's
why
fucked up.
don't you do it in front of your mom?
Have you?
Because he has it.
Okay, then why
You don't do it in front of your mom because you know
It's a sign of
It's
respect.
wrong.
Fuck someone's brains out in front of my mother.
You don't do it
I'm not gonna be
because
like, "Look, Ma, no hands." that doesn't happen.
why isn't you ashamed of something which God created to bring glory to Him? most of you young men, I can depict the thoughts of your mind all day long. It's
What would you say if I told you that sex isn't the first thing that's on my mind?
I would call you a liar.
Are you fucking serious? Yeah,
How do you know it's in his mind?
I'm here for education to better myself so I don't end up like a crazy asshole like you.
We're in college because we want to learn. We have a thirst for knowledge, not a thirst for sex.
Let me ask you. I'm going to take you right back to the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, before mankind fell, he had a face-to-face relationship with God. Walked and talked to God in the garden every day. So his expected lifespan was 1,000 years. If he had lived out 365,000 days walking and talking with God, he would have had the knowledge of good and evil, because God would have told him.
So then why isn't it like that today?
Now, Satan used the truth to tempt man with a lie. And Satan said to Adam and Eve, has God said thou shalt not eat of the tree? Adam and Eve said, no, we can't
have
eat of the
a
tree.
housing center open house today, so a lot of cool things are going on. We have aromatherapy, free massages, the housing center.
Was completed, what Satan said was, you shall not surely die. So the first statement that Satan said was a lie. It was a lie because it said, sin was good. It's not
But the snake in the Garden of Eden was not in the Bible until after the publication of Paradise Lost.
What I'm telling you is what God himself has told me.
How did God
So this is based solely on no
What's
God's
science
favorite
or
color?
any factual information, just about
I
your
agree with him, that was like
hear about his psychology?
How do you know it's God?
Now, in the fall, Satan started out with the truth. He said, you shall be like, or he said, for God knows that when you eat of that tree, you shall be like God, knowing good from evil. That's true. Because if you do have the perfect knowledge of good and evil, you do, or you are like God. But he offered them an alternate path to how to get there. The alternate path was this. He offered them to be able to acquire that knowledge, not from God, which is what Adam was originally doing, but from a second-hand personal source. So the entire university culture is based upon the lie that you can be made godly, you can be improved, you can be expanded and enhanced by the acquisition of knowledge.
So what you're saying is we're all living a lie and we should all just go off ourselves.
Now, excuse me, sir, have you ever entertained the fact that maybe what you know could be a lie?
No,
You're
it
telling
can't
us that
be.
what we know is a lie.
What you know is mostly a lie. You will tell me. You will tell me. Well, if I ask you, have you stopped sinning? You will say, no.
Neither of you. Neither of you. Neither of you.
Absolutely, I stopped sinning.
No, you
So
haven't.
because I stopped my boyfriend,
That's
I
impossible.
There is no one who lives and does not sin.